world then.
He's a big deal.
Let me go see who it is.
No.
It's a surprise for me too.
Why is it a surprise for? Hold on.
Let me see what it is.
How great.
Oh, fucking Dan! I'm sorry you have to deal with this shit.
Yeah. Come on in here.
Dan
Soder.
Oh my
what's up,
goodness.
Mick? What's up, Mick?
Good to see you, man. This is awesome.
We just had CM Punk in here.
I know, man. I just saw him in the EW studio.
Yeah.
Gave him a knock and a big wave. I didn't think I had the freedom to just walk into their studio the way I would with you guys.
All right, yeah. You could come in anytime you fucking want.
This was an awesome surprise.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
All right, what's going on with the beard and the eyebrows? You getting ready for Santa Claus?
The beard's it's white under here. I mean, this is just a temporary hair dye that I throw on so as not to attract too much attention.
Yeah.
And then you can turn it back to white quickly?
Yes, I just need a little water. Or,
You can rinse it out?
A 10-minute turnaround, yeah. I
You're like
become
a spy.
Saint Nick in 10 minutes.
Oh, so it's
pretty
just
cool.
kind of like a powdery thing. that
Yeah,
just keeps
it's just like a mousse, and I just like blend it in, and that way I kind of under the radar. I mean, you know what happened a few years ago when I didn't know about the hair dye? I ended up going to tribute for the troops.
Yeah.
And I was doing the PR with a blonde beard, and I looked ridiculous. And you know how much stock I take in the way I look physically.
How excited are you? Santa's.
No.
It's time to be Santa.
I know.
How many gigs you got lined
this
up?
is day 358 of the 365-day
I saw it.
Santa-themed attire. And I'm pumped, man. Opie, I'm doing a lot of stuff. A lot of Santa appearances.
Opie's got his face turned when you brought up the Santa challenge.
Because it's weird.
It is a little strange.
He's a Long Island guy. Long Island guys shouldn't be wearing Santa clothes all year long.
You know
One of the top Santas is from Long Island.
You're a Grinch, Opie.
I think
I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
it gets me more excited for Christmas.
More excited.
I love Christmas.
Yes.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Man, it's not weird. It's different.
It's different.
Different
Fair
is
enough.
good, but it will be. It's going to be strange when I wake up on the 26th. I don't know what the heck I'm going to wear.
Sam, what WrestleMania did I fight The Undertaker at?
Yeah.
There was no WrestleMania when I fought The Undertaker.
No,
Yeah.
you missed what happened in here. CM Punk went to Sam for some knowledge, and Sam couldn't wait to give the knowledge.
Sam
I just
lit up-
answered the question.
That
That's
was
it.
his Christmas present, Mick. You got to
Sam, do you know
understand.
what WrestleMania was when I fought
He
The
asked me
Undertaker?
what WrestleMania did he wrestle The Undertaker, and it's like, do I not? Like, yeah, I know the answer to that
course
question.
you
Your
knows
dick
that.
immediately got hard
But you
when he
couldn't
said
wait
that.
to go,
That's
well,
not-
that would be 29.
I believe that was WrestleMania 29 with 80,000 people watching.
Sam's become the Foley ticket connection. You know,
Really?
yeah. I mean,
What do you mean?
well, you know,
can't get tickets
Sam's
anymore?
Got well, you know what? There was a show last month, where Susan J. Coleman, WWE does a great job supporting the breast cancer research, and so they had a lot of survivors there at ringside, and so the Foleys didn't have access to the same type of seats they usually would. And they were, sitting, moderately high. And then, my daughter saw Sam, and there was only one seat available. So Noelle was ringside. Dewey was up there at the nosebleeds, and he resented it just a little bit. man.
Dewey's the younger kid.
Huh?
Isn't Dewey younger than...
No, Dewey's 22.
Dewey's 22
You're
now.
thinking of Huey. I'm the dad with the rhyming names. Dewey's 11.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that. So.
Yeah, but that's still fair.
Then I hung out with both of the Foley kids at the Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Did you see what CM Punk had to say about your old company?
I heard a lot of it. Yeah, I heard a lot of it. I admire his honesty. Yeah, and also, I mean, I just put a post out today because I wanted to say something about his decision to go to UFC. Man, I applaud bold moves. Like, that's a gutsy move, and I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but like I've said, like the two dirtiest words. I'm not a swearer, right? Two dirtiest words in the English language are "what if." And that's why I pursued like doing my own shows, because I didn't want to be that guy. And Dan saw me when we were working that little.
That was unbelievable.
The little room.
Yeah.
One of the first times he did stand up, I think it was like one of the first times he did stand up.
One of the first dozen or so.
It was a blizzard, and I get off the subway, and I'm like fighting through this snowstorm, and I show up in the comedy club, and they're like, "Yeah, your set's going to be about 15 minutes late." I'm like, "Why?" And the booker goes, "Just go look who's on stage." And I walked out, I was like,
fucking Cactus Jack.
That was my first thought. I just like opened the door. I go, Cactus Jack's on stage right now, and then I watch, and you're funny. You're
I did
like,
okay, yeah. And I've worked on it since then. But I was like, I didn't want to be that guy looking at the TV 10 years down the road, going, I could have done that. What if? And I think the same thing with Punk. There's a lot of guys that go, what if? What if I tried? What if I tried? And so I said, I don't know how he's going to do, but no one's going to outwork him. No one's going to out-train him. He's bringing a lot of interest in, and he's going to create a lot of revenue.
It's too bad Vic Henley wasn't a Cactus Jack fan, right, Sam?
Had to bring up that name again.
There was a
I
little
love
problem in studio with Vic Henley.
He's on my shit list.
And Mick Foley.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
why?
Yeah, a little bit,
Oh,
right?
Vic was a little mad that
Apparently, there were some resentments that just harbored in Vic Henley for years.
Yeah.
Just nonsense.
Mick
And
might
I
have
can't
went
remember
a little
the root of
long
it.
with his set, and Vic Henley didn't appreciate
Dude, that's
that.
hilarious.
That I went long on a set.
It was like 2 years ago.
Here?
I love
And
Vic.
keep in mind,
You were
even
here for
today,
this. He attacked him.
when
He attacked our
somebody
good friend Mick
says to
Foley.
me, you know, I'm lucky. I do my own shows. I have it pretty. You know, I like. They say, "Do you want a light?" And I said, "No, but I won't see it."
Yeah.
I mean, I even after one show, I went off the stage and I went, "It was good, man," but that guy kept shining the light on me. What the heck? And they said, "Well, that was the light telling you time and time." And even one night in Ireland, I was looking over, "Give me the light." And I'm just not recognizing it, and I see someone going like, you know, giving me almost like the Undertaker, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And in my mind, that meant, don't stop now. You haven't put your time in yet. And so, yeah, Vic, like a young rookie mistake.
Yeah, that's
I
great,
went
though,
a little
that-
bit over,
I love that Vic got mad about it
he
because it's
started-
clear, like,
and he wouldn't let go of it.
He wouldn't let go of it, and at first I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. He's giving him a little beating, which is whatever. We do that in here. But he wouldn't stop, and it was getting really...
Vic gets fired up, man.
A little too real. I'm like, what, Vic?
And Dan, this is the way I approach it. Like, I feel like the dues I paid in wrestling cover me across the entertainment spectrum.
Listen, I feel like if anybody gives you any shit, you show them that Hell in a Cell match, and you go,
kidding.
"You want to fucking pay some dues?" And it's like, here's the thing about Mick is there's other people that have had other careers in entertainment and come and do stand up, and they don't put a lot of work into it.
They
And
think it's
kinda just
easy or
show
something,
up,
right?
And then they just, you know. But Mick, I noticed he was getting up a lot. And
Working
then,
hard at it.
Yeah, he was really like going after it, and you're like, all right. And then you start winning over the comics because you're like, yeah, this guy's going up. You can't, you know, you can become a comedian if you just keep working at it, but you got to put in the time. But it is funny that Henley got mad that you ran
Really,
away.
but I still, to this day, I may have talked about this before.
I love that.
And when you saw me, there was a blizzard to the point where they said, "Let's just do a show like the comics are basically performing for each other." And I think you were going to come that night, and it was bad.
Yeah,
man.
it was really coming down.
Right.
So we just kind of performed for each other, and that night went pretty well. But as you know, man, and you learn a lot more. That's what Adam Ferrara told me when I did 10 minutes and just tanked. And he watched the show and he said, "Hey, let me talk to you." And when he finished, and he killed, you know, he's a great comic. And he said, "You'll learn more from a set like that than you will with a set that kills." And he sat down with me about 45 minutes, explained a bunch of
Oh,
things.
wow.
and
Good
tips.
for Adam.
People have been, once they see, that, you know, once they see that that I'm serious about it, and it's not just an excuse to go over to the merch table, although make no mistake about it, I do eventually get to the merch table.
Good for you. If I had merch, I would sell it.
They, you know, they kind of embrace it, but it was after a show. I mean, just absolutely sucked. I hadn't been on in like 6 months. I was with some of the Wounded Warriors, and I said, "Hey, I used to do comedy." I'd more or less abandoned it, you know. And I said, "I'll do a set if you want me to." They never gave me the go ahead. They never said, "Yes, you're on." And then next thing I know, this is after Amy Schumer's gone on, and then Judah goes on for 15, 20 minutes. Of course, he kills. And then they go, "We got a special guest today." You might know him from WWE, Mick Foley. And I proceeded to go up with just some ideas, like it was a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
And you realize when you're following people who've really been working on their stuff that you don't just go up there with ideas. And at a certain point, I just stopped during my set and I said, "If I was in a pool, I'd ask for a life preserver because I'm drowning up here." And people gave me like a little, like, and I got off the stage and I wanted to cry. Like, I'd never been that hurt emotionally in my life. And if Judah wasn't there, I would have never stepped on stage again. He was like, "Dude, it's not as bad as you thought." I was like, "Judah, it was awful." And he was like, dude, don't get me wrong. Like he goes, you've got something. Ordinarily, if someone goes 4 straight minutes without a single laugh, they're done.
I like the way he phrases
Yeah,
that.
he goes, but people actually
He likes
listen
to make it
you.
hurt a little bit
And
before he
goes-
gives you the advice.
Yeah, he goes, don't get me wrong, dude. You got to find a way to make that funny. But he like gave me the pep talk, and then I started going. He would bring me out with him, and we'd do like 5 clubs in a single night. And it was like, it's really I'm at a point now where I really enjoy myself on stage, but I'm glad you can't appreciate the good time until you've tanked. And
Bombing
man,
is just.
Right.
I took a nice hot one last night.
Did you?
People's Improv Theater. I did someone's show in the basement, and I just fucking ate it. And it got to the point where it just felt like I was giving a TED Talk. I just felt like I was giving a speech.
How far in did you know this is not your night?
Almost immediately.
And how long did you do?
I called Nate Bargatze right when I got off stage, and I go, you know when you can feel the silence? And he goes, yeah, man. Like Nate just on the phone goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you can fucking, you know when you're in the dark and something's in front of you, and you're like, oh, there's something there? That's how it feels when you're bombing, and you just feel that silence. You're like, I could touch.
How long were you doing?
I did like, I think 15 minutes.
It was a long 15.
I got some laughs, but it was like,
You knew it was just a shit.
So great.
A shit
it was
show.
just a fucking. And then I'm like, oh boy, and I'm gonna wake up early. I'm like, oh fuck, because it's like you don't purge that until you have another set.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
did-
sometimes you have to wait for like a day, and you're like,
and that's where I like felt that kinship with wrestling, because when you're an independent wrestler and you don't get many matches and you suck, I mean, you can't rest until you've had a chance to redeem yourself,
Yeah.
and it might be weeks before that happens. If you're working regularly, then it's like, all right, next
You could get
night,
him the
we'll
next
get
night or
him the
something.
next night. But
Right.
man, when I was up there and tanking on stage,
Right.
it just hurts emotionally.
How changing subjects? How did the movie go for you?
Oh, he's good though. There's
Yeah?
the director, Tommy Avalone,
Hey,
right
you
there.
you made a good film, bro.
And
Really?
it's
I enjoyed
getting-
it.
Yeah,
I really want
thank
to. I
you.
really want to see it because I just
I Am
actually
Santa
saw
Claus.
Yeah, I saw Morgan Spurlock last week.
Morgan, yeah. You really
Yeah,
saw Morgan, yeah.
he's awesome, and I saw the poster for it in his office, I
and
was
he's
like,
really proud of it. I mean, Tommy and I, it was the day after Mania. I got up real early in New Orleans, took a flight to New York, and we screened it. Just me, Tommy, and Morgan. And it's like an independent wrestler, like playing his matches for Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And it was like first 5 minutes, there wasn't much, and he started tapping his heels. And I looked at Tommy, and it was like, we know that he knows that we have a movie here. And so it's been good. Response has been really good. Like a lot of the anger.
Why? From the Santa
Santas
Claus
has died
community.
down to the point where one of the senior members got on and he goes, hey, so what do you guys think? And he goes, does this silence mean that you liked it but are too afraid to admit that you liked it because you were so outspoken in your hatred before you ever saw it? So
were they just vicious towards
I
you
think
guys?
they were really concerned that it was going to damage their world.
Their business. Well, I learned from the movie that they take being Santa Claus extremely serious.
Yeah. It's
just
and they
funny.
got different groups that hate each other. Like the one group doesn't get along with the other Santa Claus group. I'm like, this is pretty
is.
messed up.
Because I have no idea about this world, and this is just making me laugh.
I thought it was just a
about, like,
goofy world. Like, oh, I kind of look like Santa Claus. I might as well make a little
man.
pocket money at the local mall. But it's a major thing. They have conventions.
They're
and,
split up like the Sunnis and the Shiites. Huh?
It's
Yeah.
That's
it's
not a bad way of
unbelievable.
framing
That's what you
it,
learn
yeah.
from the movie. Like, what?
I want to see this, and then I want to get into the Easter Bunny fucking beef.
And then you also learn there's some shitty Santas that get the shitty gigs, and then you get the guys that
Some guys doing better than others.
well,
and,
Mick says it differently. Sure.
Mick has a nice spin on it.
Right.
well, there are there are grand poobahs in that world, and we document Santa Russell who was struggling, and Santa Russell was furious because all these Santas were coming down on him. And so Tommy, actually got him a copy because he was so down on it.
Yeah.
And then he ended up saying, "All right, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, there's no place in a Santa movie for that gay bear club, but other than that, it was pretty good. I'll give it a B minus." So he gave his own movie a B minus.
One of the Santas, he's a gay guy, and they show him at a bear convention.
Hey,
And I'm
into.
convinced that Tommy found not only the nicest gay man in America, but the nicest man, period. So that even people who'd be prone to not liking
Yeah.
or having a phobia are like, He's a pretty good guy. He's a pretty good guy.
I want to see the extra footage. You guys probably have some really good extra footage because you wanted to try to keep this movie nice.
We're like, we got to keep saying it.
Yeah,
positive.
we can't show that.
Turns
in the
out
film.
there's some poppers in a deleted scene. That you don't want to see.
I was going to ask you. Oh, since talking to you last about this movie, I've seen 3 Santas. You ruined it for me. I'm like, yeah, shitty Santa, okay Santa. I'm one for 3. Just
see this
lazy
movie.
with the beard and the hair. I'm like, God.
Hey,
damn.
Tommy, can you? I asked Tommy to hold on to the Foley fanny pack. I heard you guys dissing the fanny pack.
I
while
didn't
Punk
say
was on.
nothing. It was
it
Sam.
was Sam?
Technically not a diss.
No.
All I said was it was Triple H in his fanny pack, not his suit days.
Yeah, now
Okay,
I don't
good.
recognize that
okay.
guy that walks around in a suit. Okay,
Right.
'Cause
You know-
we go as far back with him as we do you.
Yeah.
And there was a time Triple H would come in here, and in the old place, and he would spank girls,
Really?
Peaches.
Peaches.
I will guarantee her name is Peaches, and he really enjoyed it. And then fast forward, he's in suits acting like, oh, hey, I'm a businessman now.
Tommy, get the camera. I'll show them a recent photo.
Of who?
Yeah, of me. This
As Santa.
The beard has come in really good. I take a lot of pride in the job.
And the movie, by the way, I think it's on Netflix now, right?
It's on Netflix.
It wasn't on Netflix
Also,
last time you came
even
in,
if you're
but
kind of
it's on
like up in
Netflix
the
now.
air, I don't know. It's like give it 10 minutes. And
Might
then
I
it
add, that's a
wins
good.
you over.
So
That's
where
a
you gonna-
quality fanny pack too.
Where are you going to be Christmas Eve as Santa?
Man, Christmas Eve, I'm doing a thing for Christmas Magic, which is kids living in homeless shelters on the
Beautiful.
island. So
Not beautiful. They're living in homeless shelters.
All
Beautiful
right,
that
Opie,
you're doing
we
the right
get it.
thing.
but, you know,
God.
it's a Christmas party. It'll be about 300 kids. And,
Nice. Good for you, man.
So I'm doing a lot of that. If I can just throw a plug in, my only public seating is at the Finishing Touch in East Setauket on Long Island on Saturday from 1 to 4. And so if there's a parent out there, who wants to have a photo with a kid and then show them 10 years later, hey, guess who that was?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be my public deal. But that's kind of like I found my little place to do this thing with the kids who are having a tough time, and I like it. And here I am rocking. Oh, this was look at that. That's Nora Jones on guitar there.
Oh wow!
Catherine Popper on
Wow,
the
you're
bass.
a good Santa.
And I sang. There we go. And I sang "Must Be Santa." It was one of the highlights of my career.
Look at that. That's a.
With yeah.
Wow, that's like old school.
Yeah.
That's like
really-
an 1800s Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
Oh, Saint Nick.
Early 1900s. You know what I mean? When you see
Yeah.
those old photos when
If
they
you're a
did
good
it
boy,
right.
he'll give you an orange and a sock, and you're like, oh, this guy. Yeah.
Let me show Soder one more.
Are you going to camp out at a mall eventually with this Santa Claus thing?
Nah, because I like making my own.
What's
own
wrong with
schedule.
that question,
It's
Sam?
funny that you said camp out. Like he would just go to the mall
Yeah.
and insist on being Santa.
There's
He's got
also
some pull. He can be a mall Santa Claus.
before you look at this picture. It also kind of looks like Colin Quinn dressed up as Santa Claus.
Wow.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing. But if you're like, there's almost your face, the way it's done.
Holy shit, you make a good Santa Claus.
Good, right, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you nail it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That was
very
somebody.
creepy, but you nail it.
And can I just put out in case Nora is listening to your show.
Nora Jones is listening to this crap.
She
I'm
does
not sure.
daily.
Oh, she does. Great.
Yes.
But she had asked if I might
right.
be able to take the first Santa photo with her son. And I think she might believe it's an imposition. So if you're listening out there, nothing would give me greater joy than to travel and take that photo with your son. Like, that's the biggest compliment you can possibly get, is somebody wanting their first photo with
Even
you.
a bigger compliment than saying you look like Colin Quinn dressed as Santa Claus?
Slightly.
Okay.
That's a big compliment. In my book, that's a huge.
I really want to see a Colin Quinn
When
Santa
are you going to
Claus.
go to
He's like,
Colin
"Oh,
Quinn
yeah."
and say, hey, Colin, if you were to dress up as Santa, you would look like Mick Foley?
Yeah,
Would he
he'd
take
be like,
that
all
one?
right, you son of a bitch.
Can we hear your Santa Claus voice?
I'd have to go.
You want us to
I'll
turn
get
the
into
lights
that.
down and get some Christmas music, maybe?
I don't think I could do it justice.
We could get Troy Kwan to sit on your lap, maybe.
He would do it.
He would, right?
It's just a toned down Mickey Rooney. Well, hello, Johnny. It's a whisper because I'm a big imposing guy and kids wait in a line and then there's a guy on a throne, regal robes, and you don't want to overdo the ho, ho, ho. So it's like, and what can I get you for Christmas? every boy is mostly good. Santa doesn't have a bad list anymore, so don't you worry about that. We all have good days and bad days. I'm going to make sure there's something extra special underneath your tree for Christmas. And then, not to be funny, but I learned not to say that when I'm working with the kids, you know, in the shelters, because the one girl goes, Santa, I don't have a tree. So you make adjustments as you go, but it's almost a whisper because kids are a little bit intimidated.
But I got an uncle that beats me.
You hear some bad things, man, when you're in that chair. It's a tough.
That's why I'm
it's a
trying to
tough
lighten it
job.
up a little
yeah,
bit.
it's a tough job.
Yeah, you
But
I hate seeing kids treated shitty now that I'm, especially now that I'm a parent. It fucking kills
and
you.
then they feel
Especially
like
because that's
Kills
that
you.
innocence of that child, and you're Santa Claus to them, so they're like, "Yeah, Santa, mom's boyfriend gets," and you're like, "This son of a bitch."
Right.
You almost have to want to fight it back.
Go home. Do you go home sad after hearing a lot of these stories, or
no? You tend to find that it's sobering, but you find the good in it. And last the day after Christmas last year, I had some presents I bought for a woman. I was at a Red Cross party, and she was a gregarious, adult woman, and she said, "I want to sit on Santa's lap." She had no idea who I was. And I said, what can I get you for Christmas? She goes, Santa, I just want my family to be together. They lost their home. And I said, well, what would the children like? And she gave me a couple of presents. And I said, would I be correct if I guessed that you didn't have the means to make that happen? She said, Santa, I lost everything. So I said, I broke the Santa oath. You're not supposed to give anything other than your son. I said, write down your address. We'll see what I can do. And it was the day after Christmas. I was just going to send them the stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I can make that trip. And so I didn't know where I was going to park. And a policeman sees me, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, officer. He's like, hello, Santa. And then he goes, let me help you out. And I said, are you a wrestling fan? He goes,
What a fucking mind blow.
I'm Mick Foley. And when I left that house, it was when I left, it was an apartment, senior citizens center that the kids were visiting. I had like 4 policemen waiting for me, and it was, so I left.
Nice.
And it was on a really good note. And then on the way home, I saw my Santa, the guy who legally changed his name to Santa Claus.
Right.
And I was like, what are you doing? It's December 26th. He was kind of down because now it's 8 months, not 10 months until he can do his thing again. He's like, I'm at a restaurant just thinking about the year, and I was like, you want me to stop by? So I came by as Santa, and it was the first time he'd ever had a Santa visit. So it was nice, man. I'm sorry to get all melancholy on you guys. I mentioned I was thrown off a cell and set me on fire back in 2004.
I did kind of want to hear the old mankind squeals at the end of the Santa promo.
Imagine if I
Santa
broke
promo.
into that with a kid on my lap.
Watching the kids freak out.
this is what happens after you sacrifice your body. It comes out this way. You got to be Santa Claus.
What a great guy.
I love Mick Foley for real. You know that.
Thanks,
You know
Hope,
that.
man. Here's the key, all right? When someone's down, Soder, let me give you a lesson in life. You reach out to people when they're down. So it was after the, Open Anthony had been let go, and I was like, you guys doing okay? And they never forgot it, man. So there's a lot of guests who come on, but that's above and beyond all the good times we've had. I think they'll remember the
Yeah, you're always asking if I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
It's been fun actually. Been a good time.
Yeah.
So the Santa movie's on Netflix.
Yeah, I am Santa Claus.
I did have a question. Do you have any updates on the Santa Clauses?
Yeah, man.
Kind of where are they now after the movie?
Santa Russell.
Which one was Santa Russell?
He was the one that was struggling to find a job. He was convinced the movie was going to cost him a job, but he landed a good gig. And just 2 days ago, I got a call. Hey, it's Santa Spice. And he goes, you never guessed. Someone came up. They didn't have kids. And they said they just wanted to meet the Santa from I Am Santa Claus. And then my Santa, legal name Santa Claus,
From Long
had someone
Island.
come up to him and go, are you Santa Claus? And he said, yes, I am. And they said, no, I mean, are you the Santa from I Am Santa Claus?
Yeah.
And so guys are getting a real kick out of the fact that they're being recognized. Santa Bob's doing really well in his gig in California. I love it. Santa Jim has been a great ambassador for people, around the... Like I think
Which one was Santa Jim?
Santa Jim is the gentleman from Texas. He's the bear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay.
Did he ever get together with his boyfriend?
You know,
that
it's
works
still
for
a
UPS.
long-distance relationship, but apparently, like, the people in the bear community are just fawning over him, and the fact that he's treated so well in the movie, and the fact that it hasn't caused a backlash.
Yeah,
like
that's
it was
great.
like the Santas were worried there was a backlash against the potential backlash, and then
What about the main guy? I think he's out of Chicago. Where he
Oh,
went,
Santa Dana, my mentor.
his mentor.
Hey,
He
my
went
mentor,
To,
yeah.
He went to learn how to be Santa from this
Like,
guy.
here's what you do. You don't go to the south side of Chicago.
You stay up north. You work the miles. Maybe go to Rosemont. You don't go south side. They don't look. They don't look for Santa down there. It's called the North Pole, not the South Pole. In Chicago, we take that very accurately. Yeah, it's got to be fucking. I like all the Santa gyms and Santa. It sounds like Reservoir Dogs, like Mr. Pink, Mr. White. Are you guys planning a bank heist with this Santa thing going on?
It is a strange world. That's what you learn from this movie.
I can't. I'm glad it's on net. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
And we lost one of the Santas.
Yeah, Santa Rob. Yeah,
He's no longer with us, Dan Soder.
yeah. Santa Rob was,
And he was the president of one of the organizations.
Yeah, he was the swinging Santa.
Oh, he was the swing.
Remember, he had a swinger bar. He had the whole
He
sex
went-
club.
yeah.
You think he died having sex or going
Tommy,
out
how
to
did Rob pass away?
Having sex?
Can you
Having-
come up-
having
can you
sex,
come up,
right?
It was complications in surgery.
what kind of surgery?
It was like a cancer situation.
Ah, jeez. Ah,
Oh.
jeez.
No, that's not a fun surgery.
But he does work at a club, Sesso, which is a sex club. So.
Oh, okay.
He used to.
He's like, what would you like, little girl?
Get you-
2 more little girls and a little boy?
He gave a tour of the sex club, and you could take your drink over here and watch.
No, it says, sign says no nudity at the buffet.
This movie is truly.
But then when he explains his reasoning for getting into that world,
Yeah.
and I told him this not to brag about my contributions, but I said, Tommy, why don't we, instead of taking him to the club after, take him to the club before he explains? And he said, why? I said, that way you build up their preconceived notions and then shoot it down. We don't ever tell people how to think, but we make them, I think it's a movie that makes people ask questions, which is good. Mm-hmm. So
I'm excited to see this, man.
I think
You'll
you'll
like
dig
it.
it, man.
Yeah. Especially because I love Christmas. I really am on board.
Oh, you're a Christmas guy.
I fucking
I
love it.
fucking hate it.
You're an asshole. What do you like?
Well, I now like it because I have kids, so
Yeah, but
I can enjoy it through their eyes.
What,
do you
but
like?
what's your holiday?
Thanksgiving is way better.
Thanksgiving better than Christmas.
Are you celebrating genocide?
Yeah,
come on,
a lot less
Columbus.
pressure.
There's
Yeah.
way more pressure. You
have
got
a
to talk
few
to your
tr-
family about.
You have a
That's
few
the
drinks, you throw a football.
No,
no.
that's the worst one because that's the holiday where you have to explain what you've been doing.
You enjoy
Christmas is like good to see you.
Right.
Thanksgiving's so what are you up to?
You don't
That's
even get
what-
shit.
I like the
Yeah,
what are you up to?
Thank you.
You know, that's what it's
Oh,
about.
you like running around the mall and
No, I do all my shopping on Amazon.
last minute shopping, and you're like, I know they're getting me something, so I got to get them something.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spite in there, but it brings you together.
E-gift cards. It's 2014.
Yeah,
You don't.
I don't even give
do
gifts.
or
I give the
think.
gifts
Yeah.
of love.
My presence is a present.
Opie, how old are the kids now?
4.5 and 2.
Next
So
year.
it's still
Next year?
No, this year.
No, next year they're getting a Foley sneak a peek on Christmas Eve.
You said I was getting
My
it
gift
this
to you.
year.
I did?
Yes, you.
You want me to stop
Nice-
by? I can't
nice
do it
man.
Christmas Eve. I could stop by on.
guy who-
I can
oh,
stop
yeah.
by on the 22nd if you want.
The
Or
22nd. That's
21st.
too
Dude,
early.
Dude,
But I
that's
could
not-
tell them
next year.
I'm making a little reconnaissance trip.
I got a Christmas party after Christmas.
Maybe I'll do that. When is it?
The Saturday after Christmas.
So you're gonna do a checkup. It's the 27th, right?
Yeah. What
Do
do
a
you
little-
think?
Maybe so. Yeah, I might be able to do that.
If I have Mick Foley in my house,
Yeah,
I like
think
that-
I can do
yeah.
that.
I'm gonna go look. That's Mick Foley.
I like that you're. I almost like that you're doing a shrewd negotiation with Santa. Be like, what do you do? 22nd? Too early. Get the fuck out of here.
Opie's gonna try to impress his kids and put on like old ECW tapes and be like, "Look who that is."
You know, bang bang. That's Santa.
But I already blew it with the Santa Claus because my kid's seen 3, and he's trying to figure out why has he seen 3 different Santa Clauses. I blew it. You're supposed to just do one and
They're
tell
the
him.
helpers.
You know what?
But the first one
Ambassadors.
sucks so bad. I'm like, no, I got to go find one that looks more legit.
My mom always told me that they worked for Santa. That they were
Mine
like
too.
his like represent.
that's
I mean, mine still
brilliant.
does.
Yeah, well, I
I have a feeling this is gonna be the
wait.
lowest rated Opie Radio episode. As soon as we start, you go from punk with all this great.
No, I think this is good. I think this is good. As a fan of Christmas,
I think it's all right.
This is a good thing.
You mean Christmas dance Soder?
Yeah. I am the spirit of Christmas.
You're a big fan of Christmas.
I
When's our
love it.
Next thing?
leave too.
Oh, I got to leave. I got to do that.
Why? Where
I
you
was
go?
about to say the words I've got
McCarthy.
to do Jenny McCarthy, but I have
right.
to appear on her show. Let me just make that.
She's here today.
Yeah,
She's here every day.
I didn't know.
So yeah, I'm gonna go
Jenny
appear on.
McCarthy.
All right.
Dirty, sexy, funny.
Is it a good show?
It's great.
Yeah, very good.
I don't like the way Sam just brushed that off. Sam
Great
was-
show.
professional broadcaster.
That's not what I sound like.
All right. I'm glad,
impression.
I'm glad you got the movie on Netflix before Christmas. That's
Yeah, me
huge for you
too.
guys. So I Am Santa Claus. Go look for it on Netflix. Mick Foley is one of our favorites. Anything else you're promoting?
That's it, man. Yeah.
What's the big gig again?
Well, a big gig, East Setauket in Long Island, from 1 to 4, and then I've got the shows coming up January, February in Texas, Michigan, Arizona, California, Washington, and you go to realmickfoley.com to check those out.
I wish you came in here with the white beard.
You can wash the stuff out for you.
Well, he's
know
got to
what?
be
Yeah.
on Jenny McCarthy, though.
Yeah, and I don't want Jenny to see me with the white beard. That'd be strange. First time meeting, I want to look my best, which
Yeah.
is why I wore this hand embroidered.
Nice.
That's legit. That's a legit sweater.
Thank God you're married. I don't know if you, I don't know if you would do well with that vest. If
I think he would. You put him in Williamsburg.
Oh, yeah.
You put him in Williamsburg with that vest.
Look at the detail on these
He's gonna
carousel
be
animals.
so many.
It's like an ugly Christmas sweater, next level.
Yeah, there's so many girls that
Look
work
at
in
it.
finance
It's
that are
long sleeve
like,
shirt that says "Believe."
that's awesome.
That's terrific.
That's awesome.
Right on the cuffs.
Merry Christmas to you, Mick Foley.
Merry Christmas!
We got
Merry
it.
Christmas!
That's
know
because
what,
your father was broken. That's why you like Santa Claus now.
No, I don't care. I love Santa
what's
Claus.
funny?
Santa Claus is the dad that I should
Dan,
have
that
got.
was the only time that we actually saw each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
we've talked a little bit, interacted, but
We've seen
it's only the
passing, but
second
yeah.
time, man. But I love the set. I had seen like 2 weeks before I saw him on stage, and it's great to see how well you're doing, man. Good to see you.
good seeing you again.
Sam, always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Opie, thank
Nick,
you very much for
Good
your
meeting
time.
you. Congrats on the movie.
Appreciate it.
Good luck
you
with
did a very
everything.
Have a
good
nice
job.
day.
All right, we'll see you soon, Mick.
You know what? You know what WWE is doing since Mick can't be their Santa this year?
What? Yeah, why aren't you, whatever.
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is
Ho,
going to
ho,
be Santa.
Hogan.
Instead of you?
Well, I can't. I have, I promised my kids I'd be home.
Oh, that's
for
smart.
you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think
fuck
people
those guys.
understand when you do that.
You want to
That's
say fuck
funny.
those guys, right?
No, I never.
What
I
happened?
never use that word. I never use it, man.
Well, how about F those guys?
No, best.
Hulk Hogan's taking your gig. I say F those
No,
guys.
I like Hulk. He's a good man.
Yeah, we don't want any tears like in Beyond the Mat again.
Yeah, Hogan, yeah.
Not again.
Hogan, you got jealous eyes. Yeah, you're taking other people's Santa Claus gigs. Yeah. Hogan, yeah, listen up. There's only one wrestling Santa Claus. Yeah. It's Mick Foley. Yeah, understand that.
All right. All right.
I can't top that.
All right, Mick. Always a pleasure. Mick Foley, the real deal.
Yeah, dude.
All
What a
right.
fucking great guy. He's the best.
You got to see two wrestlers today.
That's the best.
You're a big wrestling fan.
Revive my father from the dead, and we've got the greatest day of all time.
Oh, God.
Bring back Zombie Dad.
I love making him uncomfortable.
Hey,
Mick Foley?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was funny. You were
absolutely
still in
love it.
CM Punk interview mode.
Yeah.
And you're like, what about fuck the company, though, right? And he's like, I don't know. I still work with them.
Right.
If anybody was wondering if I was the executive producer of this show, let's welcome CM Punk, followed by Mick Foley.
I know.
Sam's just booking it. Next, we got Fandango coming in. He's
We
gonna
had
be doing-
Fan.
Yeah.
We had Fandango when he was real hot.
Dude, I was saying it off air, but it really is true. It's amazing how, like, you're embedded now with wrestling. Like, the
For
way
better
CM
or worse, yeah.
But the way CM Punk asked you about WrestleMania 29, he really was just like, well, yeah, well, Sam knows.
Trust me. Like, everybody's over it, except they're like, well, Sam's still into it.
Yeah,
Just
I'm,
kinda,
I'm more into it because you're like, it's awesome. Like, Sam actually got my buddy's son some gifts.
Nice.
Which I totally took credit for. on,
Good for you.
on Facebook, my buddy's like, "Hey, just really want to thank Dan Soder for sending my son some some John Cena
just
stuff."
respond, you're welcome.
That's what I did. I was like, "Hey, it was no big deal."
Easy for me.
Breaking news.
Oh,
Pow just put up another picture on Instagram.
okay. That
I
takes
kn-
precedence.
oh, you're a Pow follower?
Dude, I've been on. I was
Pow just put a new photo up on Instagram. My God. It's
You watched the-
PAO
Out there it is. It's
8705.
in Colombia. Buenos dias.
Oh, my God. Holy shit.
Dude, good for
She is the best.
Good
Is
for
she
her
now living
husband.
down there?
I don't know.
I don't. Well, she's loved from Colombia, so she's back there. She should be taking every job Sofia Vergara has.
Yeah.
Well, they just keep asking her. They're
Did you
like,
see the video of her in her little fucking
yeah.
bikini?
Every question's like, where's your husband? And you're
Don't
almost like,
worry about it.
yeah.
It's okay. We're just gonna dance a little.
It's okay.
You wanna dance with me?
I'm like, yeah. Fuck your husband. Good for her.
I wanted to get to Troy Kwan, but I guess we do that tomorrow.
We got tomorrow. We got Monday.
All right. Troy Kwan brought in some brand new clothes for us.
I mean, is he dressing you exclusively now? Is this from the girl that eats butts?
Yeah. He's
She got more shirts?
I
Yeah.
don't know if we'll get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow I have Kevin Sullivan and Dolph Ziggler stopping by. So.
You're going to keep bringing in wrestling?
I guess we could tap out. We'll do Troy Kwan tomorrow, maybe.
No.
I mean,
Who's in tomorrow? I know we're live. Is Ronnie coming in?
yes, Ron is tomorrow. Yep. Now you mention it. Ron Bennington tomorrow.
Ron Bennington.
I'm doing Ron and Fez later today.
Are you?
With Big J.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.